We don't need another budget airline. They are cheap, uncomfortable, unfriendly, and have terrible customer service. And admittedly, I'm not a huge fan either. But what if I tell you that Australia's latest airline mastered the concept of cheap flying without getting annoyed and frustrated? Well, I took a trip on Bonza to see what they're all about and whether they can convince me, after all, that flying for less can be a lot more fun. So please join me flying the new wings of Australia on a flight from Melbourne all the way to the Sunshine Coast. So before we head to the airport, I'm right now in Melbourne. This is Yarra Street, and exactly 11 years ago, my journey started right here in a little room with a single mattress on the floor, a $30 desk from Salvation Army, and $50 to my name. But I had endless passion, and that's when I started writing about airlines, and later it turned into a YouTube channel. So if you feel you're stuck, remember how humble I started 11 years ago. Now let's head to Avalon for our Bonza flight. Bonza started operating early this year with a strong focus on regional airports, but something I dislike about Bonza is the fact that you can only book their flights through their app, or alternatively through a travel agent. Personally, I'm not a big fan of that, and I prefer the old school website since it gives me a better overview. I don't know the reason for the decision, but I'm sure somebody of my viewers can explain it in the comment section below. So, we were on our way to Avalon. Also, welcome back to the channel, Nicole. For those who don't remember, Nicole and I, we went to Pakistan, and she's the individual that rocked up at Pakistan immigration without a visa. Spent 3 years in custody in Islamabad, and was just newly released.
He's full of crap, don't listen to him.
But eventually, people were still commenting and asking whether you made it into the country. Did you?
Yes, I did.
She did. So you can actually go to Pakistan without a visa, and they still sort you out, right?
No, it was very complicated and painful.
So get a visa before you go to Pakistan.
Definitely.
But we have a bit of a situation. Nicole picked me up to drive to Avalon, to the second airport of Melbourne, which is a little bit outside. It's an hour drive. Ingenious me left his passport in the safe, in the hotel safe, and now we have to go back and then come back. So there's a slight chance that I miss my flight.
No,
Yes.
no chance.
No
I'm
chance.
behind the wheel.
All right, Nicole's the driver. She's a good driver, and she's gonna take me back to the hotel, get the passport, and then we go back to Avalon because we were almost there. The thing is, I never leave my passport at the site.
Hang on, we can never say never anymore.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, a bit of drama, right?
That's what you
We're gonna
wanted.
spice it up, right? Drama is good for the vlog. So we're gonna go back, get a passport, and then we head back. Hopefully gonna make my flight on Bonza. What do you think of Bonza?
Hey, I think it's good.
Yeah?
The airline for all Australians.
For all, yeah, exactly. I like their slogan. All right. Keep
We'll
me
get you some
posted.
budgies.
Yeah.
Budgie smugglers.
Oh yeah, they're selling them.
You might have to put translation.
I do look terrible in budgie smugglers though.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, it's not recommended for me.
Oh.
But I get it.
I'm sure all the ladies and maybe some of the men will enjoy it.
Yeah. Do you want to see me in budgie smugglers? Let me know in the comment section below. Even if you say no, it's not gonna happen. All right, let's go get my passport.
Might even stop and get us coffee. Or make coffee. We'll get you a decaf.
Almost back at the hotel. It's 11:30. Flight leaves at 2. Nicole, are we gonna make it?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
we will.
Yeah.
No problem. We'll even see
That's the
Bonza
German
land.
in me. I'm like, ah!
Yeah, panicking.
Yeah,
Multiple hours.
I need to be at the airport like 10 hours before departure.
I know, and then I turn up 30 minutes before, and I'm like,
Exactly.
Yalla.
There you go.
Well.
My passport. Genius me, no? Never leave your stuff in the safe.
Have you learnt a lesson?
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's go back
Yalla Habibi.
to Avalon.
Let's go back. We're only halfway there.
Yeah, that's right. All worked out. That's why you should always leave early for the airport, right?
No, that's why you should always check your room before you check out.
Exactly.
Important life lessons today in Melbourne.
Yeah, exactly. Here we are in Melbourne again.
Probably should put our seatbelt on.
That is right. Oh my god, I gotta get cancelled now. We get cancelled. There we go. After I got my passport back, we made our way back to Avalon Airport, which is located an hour south of Melbourne. It's only served by Bonza and Jetstar, offering flights to Sydney, Sunshine Coast, as well as the Gold Coast Airport. Before the pandemic, AirAsia X was flying to Malaysia from here, and Vietjet was about to start operating flights to Vietnam, but due to the pandemic, it never happened. Avalon is rather small and compact, and there isn't much to do. It's the kind of airport you can show up 5 minutes before your flight and you still comfortably make it. However, Bonza's focus is more on the main Melbourne airport, with several routes departing from there. Alright, beautiful. Alright, awesome. Thank you. Have a good day. So, made it on time, all checked in for the Bonza experience on the 737 MAX. And that's exactly our plane today, the infamous 737 MAX 8. While it's probably the safest plane in the sky, after all its scrutiny it went through, it still leaves me with a bad taste flying it, since justice has never been served to the 346 people that lost their lives due to conscious decisions people made in the name of profit and greed. However, that being said, Bonza is currently operating 4 737 MAX, which were originally destined for LOT, the Polish flag carrier. 2 more planes are supposed to join Bonza in the near future.
How are you doing? Oh, that's very lovely.
You might have heard about these.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Yes.
My friend was making fun about it all morning.
So you can choose to say come or not, it's your call. It's become a bit of a popular thing.
After I received my very own pair of budgie smugglers, it was then time to board Bonza's 737 MAX, baptized by the name of Sheila. The plane features 186 seats in a standard 3-3 configuration. Interesting comparison, America's largest budget airline, Southwest Airlines, only features 175 seats on their 737 MAX 8.
Hi, very good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So guys, and here we are, welcome on board on Bonza 737-8 MAX, the airline for all Australia. And first impression, very nice, neat cabin, very lovely crew as well. And yeah, very much looking forward to what the next 2 hours have in store for us. And yeah, let me also give you a quick little seat tour. To be honest, the seats are great, comfortable, and come with an adjustable headrest. But the real perk on this plane though is the USB slot available, as well as a universal power outlet, something you don't necessarily find on a budget airline, and if you do, they charge you to use it, as the Singaporean airline Scoot does. And of course, there's a foldable table right in front of you. The plane appeared super clean, and I do love their branding. Given that Avalon barely has any movements, we then left on time for our 2-hour journey to the Sunshine Coast. Now perhaps is also a good time to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on my Turkmenistan Airlines video next week, which was quite an adventure.
Your pilots are Captain Nicholas Donut, alongside First Officer Alex Russo. Grabbing it maybe behind you. Good idea is to count the number of seats between you and the exit. Please remember headlock is. Tell you about the flight. Once the seatbelt sign is turned off, you're welcome to use all electronic devices and charging points. All transmitting devices, including smartwatches.
Once we reached cruising altitude, the crew got to work. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi wouldn't work and the crew had to take food orders manually, but more about this a little later. What I loved most though about the flight was the attitude of Bonza's staff. From checking to boarding, everyone was kind, but the cabin crew was especially motivated. They really seemed to love their job, something you don't seem to see very often on a budget airline. Whenever I fly Jetstar in Australia, I feel like the crew is forced to work there, and they barely have a smile to spare. But what I experienced on Bonza was super motivated, bunch of legends, and that would be the main reason for me to use the airline in the future again. What do you guys think? Which budget airline has the best crew out there? Let me know in the comment section below.
That's very lovely. Thank you.
We'll be back with us now.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes.
Take your time. All good. Thank you.
No worries. Chocolate clinged to rubbish.
There you go, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. So guys, we are half an hour into the flight and I got a snack, a hot dog, as well as a coffee. And how it usually works with the food service on Bonza is you scan the QR code right in front of you, and then you can just like purchase any item, any food item, drinks, whatever, and they bring it to your seat. Kind of like what Norwegian had back in the days, where you had that the screen in front of you and you could just like order any drink and they bring it to your seat, which is quite of a nice concept if you want to avoid any human contact, or you're an introvert and you don't want to talk to any crew, which usually works. On today's flight the Wi-Fi is not working for whatever reason, but usually it does work, so I was told. So yeah, but let's see what the hot dog tastes like. Coffee is pretty good. So is the crew. Crew is really lovely. It looks like a very inclusive place. You know, you can show your tattoos, you can you get to wear sneakers. It's all about being comfortable. It's all about being yourself, and without overdoing it. So yeah, lovely. It has a good vibe. Everybody seems very friendly. They have a huge smile on their face, and that's what you want. And it's a budget airline. We shouldn't forget about this, right? The only thing, as I probably mentioned before, is I'm not the kind of person who usually likes to do purchases through a phone and through an app. I wish they would get a website, makes booking a lot easier. But yeah, some people prefer it. I don't know whether this is cost cutting or it's just part of their brand, but sure, we'll find out.
How's the food? It was alright. Nothing really out of the ordinary, but what Bonza claims is that everything is Australian sourced. Real Aussie experience. Usually you can access movies and entertainment options to the Wi-Fi, but since it wasn't working on this flight, my only source of entertainment was the most infamous and the most boring part of the video, the Louvre review. Nobody should like or get excited about the Louvre review, and I ask you to skip the next 15 seconds of the video so you don't have to waste any time either looking at an airplane lavatory. But now you do know what a Bonza Loo looks like, since I don't think anyone has ever covered it before me. After 2 hours, we finally started our descent into the Sunshine Coast Airport for an on-time arrival. Stay until the end of the video for a possibility to see me wear Bonza budgie smugglers. But in the meantime, you can follow me on Instagram or other social media channels for daily updates. Also, check out my Patreon page in the link below if you want to get your hands on my very cool Cahill keyring, which look pretty slick on your carry-on bag.
Thank you. Have a good one.
So, and here we are at the hotel in Sunshine Coast. It's just going to be one night. Tomorrow I'm off to Sydney, and then on Monday I fly on Qantas to Johannesburg, which is going to be a very interesting flight. What do I make of Bonza? Loved it. I love what they stand for. I love their concept. I love the crew. The crew is like highly motivated. They're very kind. It's something else, and I think it adds a lot of value to the aviation scene here in Australia, and I think it's an amazing airline if they've really followed through with that concept. And that's what I enjoyed. It's a budget airline. I came in with very little expectation, and I was just like blown away by how nice and how kind they are. Also, the hard product is great. The concept of the app, unfortunately the app and the QR code weren't working on my flight, but I think this is something that it is something else. And when I compare it to Jetstar, I would pick Bonza anytime because they seem to really believe in the idea. So it's always good to have a great concept, but you also have to deliver, and I feel like the crew really lives that spirit that they've created, and that stands for a good working environment. So they know what they're doing, and that message comes across, and the cabin crew really tries to deliver on that promise. And so I can see them really succeed, you know. I'm sure they will need some time to figure themselves out, and they will see what works and what doesn't. But what I saw, it's something that was really refreshing and very nice to see. And I think they have a very bright future if they really follow through. And that is really what I have to say. And also thank you for the budgie smugglers. They look amazing. So let's make a bet. If this video gets 10,000 likes, I will do another Bonza flight wearing those. So I'm sure you don't want to see me in them, so please don't like the video so I don't have to embarrass myself. But they're pretty sexy, right? Look at it. They have the logo on the back, and yeah, beautiful present. Thank you so much. We'll probably never wear them. It's good to have them. All right, guys, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of today's trip. I am very tired today, so I'm gonna get some sleep. And yeah, also, if you want to support my work, join my WhatsApp group, get a cool Cahill keyring. Maybe I should get Cahill budgie smugglers as well. I'm sure you guys would love to wear them. Then check out my Patreon page. The link is in the description box below. And yeah, this is pretty much it. That's all I had to say. I had a really good day. And yeah, give Bonza a try. I'm sure you're gonna like it as well. And wherever you're off to, have a safe trip, and thank you for watching.